What's going on, YouTube? I want to mark up GJ from top to bottom for the week ahead. Right now it's October 2nd, and we're just going to do the entire week and what I look for, or what I'm looking for this week to come. Maybe like in the first beginning of the week, and then I might upload another video midweek just to show you guys where I'm at and to see any updates or any changes to my bias or my analysis. So let's get into it. All right, so I usually do start on the daily time frame just to see if there's anything that I'm looking for, areas for price to target. I feel like right here, this wick below, this long wick right here, already grabbed some liquidity from underneath, so I'm not really looking for price to come back into it. It's not something that I'm looking for. It also targeted the highs already for that liquidity, but what happened is it did break this low here, which is a break of structure on the daily. It closed, obviously, and it gave me that retrace. So I'm actually changing my mind about that downtrend. I believe that price is still going to trend down. It did move up for quite a while. Just going to see what I want to look for entries over here. So obviously, right now, the market is bearish for GJ. There was a few bullish candles going up on the daily, but it could just be a really big pullback back into this area of consolidation before continuing down. So we can just see what's inside of these 4-hour candles and market structure. All right, so here, y'all know already we got what? A bullish candle here before the drop down, which makes this a order block. So it's one of my engulfing order blocks. If y'all watch my other video, you guys are knowing and up to date on what I'm talking about. So what did price do? This would have been a nice sell if you got in before the market closed last week, right here at the tip of this order block. Let's see what we have for entry. All right. So with this, we didn't really get that candlestick pattern at the top at that order block that I usually look for, but what we did get was a fake out of consolidation here, grabbing the liquidity, touching into the order block, breaking underneath it, and coming back into this other order block on the smaller time frame, which I always say is either candlestick pattern that I'm looking for at an order block or for another order block to be tested and resisted here. So that's good enough for me for entry. Whatever times past, it happened. Let's get back to what's going on this week. So this week, we already saw that this 4-hour order block has been tested. We are going to dive deep and see what we want to happen in the case of price continuing bearish or bullish. We're going to see. For me, for price to continue bullish and for me to enter, I'm probably going to wait a very long time until I see price filling up this order block inside, coming back, retesting this breaker block, because you know once the order block is filled, it is a breaker block now. Then I'll see what happens there. But I'm really interested in sells right now. Obviously, if you guys don't know, I'm a better seller than I am a buyer. You can check your MetaTrader 4 stats to see what you are, and you can also like have my FX book, and it kind of tell you what positions you're better at. So let's see what we have. So we have a 4-hour order block, and now once I get my 4-hour order block, I also want to get one for above, and I want to get something for below. So below we have a breaker block here. Gonna get the wick and the body of that pink candle, even though this whole entire thing is a breaker block, obviously, because it's a failed order block. All right, so that's my breaker block. I'm gonna make sure I note that down. I'm also gonna make sure I say what order block this is. So that's my 4-hour order block. What I wanna do is set an alert on this again for the week. I'm going to set an alert on this breaker block for the week, because those are going to be my target areas for any positions I get on the smaller time frames. So let's go down to the 2. On the 2-hour time frame, what do we have? This order block candle didn't close underneath it, but it did grab it. So it's nothing I'm really looking for. This order block, there's stuff inside here, so I'm not really looking for that. But if we get a little bit closer, since it did touch the 4-hour order block, I might start looking into this 2-hour one because it looks better. Plus, I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to leave the alert here. But y'all know how I feel about GJ in this zone right here. So if you guys don't know, I'm really big on price reversing around 800 levels, between 800 to 900 and 200 to 300. So right here gives me a really good entry if I'm looking for sells at 162.8. Those are really good off this 2-hour order block, but I'm not done yet. I want to continue on with this market breakdown. As I go to a lower time frame, I tend to like tighten up my entries and my point of interest. So that's what I'm going to do. Just bear with me and y'all kind of see how I run through the market really quick. Okay, so there's nothing below that I like for the 2 hours, so I'm going to keep going. Obviously, if you can see this order block, it wasn't really one anyway. But this right here, this order block here was obviously retested, so that's a breaker block. And you can see how price acts off of those. Just want to break it down so that way you guys know why price does what it does. All right, so now we're going to scale down to the 1 hour and see what we have here. For the 1 hour, I believe it's going ahead past this 4-hour order block and into the 2 hour just because this order block here is not getting respected, which means it's breaking. It's over. So we can expect price to come up here. You might even expect price to either gap below down to snatch up this little, not order block per se, but it is one technically. Come up here, either come down here and touch this before going up, or come up here to this area. But we will see. So there's really nothing on the 1 hour that I like. Yeah. Obviously, if we keep scaling in, we can see even more order blocks. So this is a 1 hour order block above the 2 hour. It's something that I'm going to make note of, but I'm not going to really write on my chart because I prefer the 2 hour than the one because of its 800 level. So just going to set another alert for that reason alone and put it to 1 hour order block just so I know what's going on. All right, and then we can do the same for this 4 hour one actually. 4 hour will be, make this opacity here. All right, now as we keep going, let's go down to the smaller time frame and see if there's anything. All right, see little small stuff. You'll notice that after you go lower why price does what it does. Even here you have a 30-minute order block, and look how that's respected. That if you wanted to get in before market close, what is this off the order block? 8 to here. It's a good 92 pips. You could have caught a good 50. So right into this here, back into the order block, see how it works out. But if you want to just go examine a little bit, you'll see my little double bottom pattern that always happens with order blocks on the 2-minute time frame. Anyway, so that's the furthest I'm gonna go on the time frames. I believe that's good enough. Actually, yeah, it's probably what I'm gonna be looking for if anything. So either this gets broken and this turns into a breaker block and I can end up selling it down into this 30-minute order block here. And then that's just if I'm being greedy for Sundays, but most likely I'm probably going to wait it off. But for me, my overall bias for the week or for the beginning of the week is for price to at least retrace back into this breaker block here at 157, or you can come back up here, even though this wick sort of did it because it hit this wick of this bearish candle, and that's included in the breaker block area. So it could come back up here and at least touch 165. So these are my biases, right? Either price is bearish and it comes and touch this breaker block, or price is bullish and it comes and tests this one. But either way, I'm going to be looking how price reacts off of these order blocks to get my entries or place any positions. And then I'll update you guys when I get into a trade. I'll make a video recording everything step by step and then include it in my midweek midweek market breakdown. So talk to you guys later. Bye.